dispense with calling the roll. I want to thank all of you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for the orderly way in which you have filled this room. So we appreciate that and hope that and ask you to continue that. As is our practice, we have reserved a time for public comment. Those who notified the committee before the committee prior to the 8 a.m. scheduled start time this morning will be allowed to speak to the committee on the agenda item in front of the committee today, which has to do with the lease of a parking lot. Please do not stray from commenting on the agenda item. We have, it looks like, about 15 people signed up to speak today. We want to be respectful to each of those people. We would like for you to take up to 2 minutes to say what you have to say. We will be timing that, and so we ask that you keep it to 2 minutes or less. As a courtesy, Ann, if you don't mind, I'd like you to maybe raise your hand in 1.5 minutes for them so they can make their key points and wrap up. That would be very helpful. And so we'll proceed in the order in which I have them on the list, which I believe are the order in which we received requests to speak. And so we will begin with Senator Heidi Campbell. Senator, you are recognized. Everyone, when you do come to the podium, if you would, if you would state your name for the record, and then you will have 2 minutes to proceed. Senator, thank you very much for being here. You're recognized.
Tasked with a very important job today, and I'd like to start by asking you a question. When in Tennessee's history has a project of this magnitude, one that could fundamentally alter our city's infrastructure, one that literally, quite literally, undermines the foundation of our city, been rushed through with zero consideration for public input, zero transparency? I understand that there's precedent for waiving advertisement and modest lease amendments for workspace or strategic planning needs, but this is an entirely different project. It's potentially a multi-billion-dollar tunnel that will be under our city and hosted by a private company owned by the world's richest man. So we have seen no public engagement. We've seen no disclosure of terms, no competitive procurement. And while toll lanes, which are kind of in the same space, may also be controversial, at least they were subject to public debate. We had legislative hearings and scrutiny. This deal between Elon Musk, Boring Company, and Governor Lee is happening and has happened behind closed doors. And Elon gets all of the upside if it succeeds. Nashville's families and businesses will absorb all the risk if it fails. So I implore you to please reject the waiver of advertisement and require a full public process, transparency, public hearings, competitive solicitation. That is how this process is supposed to work, and anything less undermines public trust and is a betrayal of our duty to the people of Tennessee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Campbell. Next on the list is Representative Justin Jones. Representative, same thing. If you will just state your name for the record and take 2 minutes to make your comments. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I rise today on behalf of the people of House District 52. Can you on this podium raise your hand if you live in Nashville? Exactly. Not one of you who sit on this dais today was elected by the people of Nashville or Tennessee. The person who did not bother to be at this meeting this morning is the governor, who's a member of this commission. The Speaker of the House is a member of this commission, chose not to show up. The Speaker of the Senate is a member of this commission, chose not to show up. But instead, we're here for a performance. We're here to give a rubber stamp to a project that has already been decided. Just yesterday, I went across the street from the Capitol to go look at this parking lot, and the Boring Company, owned by Elon Musk, has already set up a fence around the perimeter and told me that I could not even go look at the property because it's already been given to them. What you are doing today is an insult to the people of our community. You're treating us like we're a colony where you get to dictate to our constituents what is in their best interest. You keep their representation out of meetings. I was blocked from trying to go see this announcement on Monday. You don't even consider the impact to the health and the safety of our community. And yet you want to rush through this project which the governor has called the coolest project he's worked on in his almost 8 years as governor, and lied to taxpayers and said there's no cost to them. Let's talk about the cost of this project. Number one, we're giving away free state land to a private company owned by the richest man in the world. Number two, let's talk about the cost that's going to be bared by Nashvillians who are inevitably going to be impacted by the health and pollution impacts, as we've seen with Elon Musk companies in Texas. Even in Nevada, fined when they try to build a similar project in Nevada, were fined because of repeated violations of health and safety and pollution standards. And let's talk about the cost that's going to go back to workers when they are injured. Because Elon Musk does not treat his workers with dignity or decency, does not care about their well-being. And finally, let's talk about the costs to Tennessee taxpayers who will be left to pay the bill when Elon Musk leaves us with a mess and does not finish his projects as he's so prone to do, and as so many other communities have stopped this project from coming. And you want to use our constituents as a guinea pig to test this out, rush this through. We found about this on the weekend. And then now we're here on Monday. You made an announcement already on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We're voting on this. I mean, I've never seen something happen so quickly. But when I want people to look before me, they see a captured government, a government owned by corporations, owned by the billionaires, and not in service to everyday people. Not government of, by, and for the people. But this is what government of, by, and for corporations looks like. And we should vote no on this. It's shameful. And our people deserve better.
Thank you very much for your comment.
Chapter 528 of Public Acts.
Next on our list, we have Jacob Francie.
Senate Joint Resolution
Mr. Francie, there he is.
307.
Come on up and
The Joint
please state your name
for the
record,
confirmation of
and
Judge
we will, and then
Valerie
you'll have 2
Smith
minutes.
to the Tennessee Court of Appeals, Western Section, and Judge Stephen Sword
I'm Jacob
to the
Francie.
Tennessee
I'm
Court
a,
of Appeals, Eastern Section.
lifelong
Excuse
national.
me, to the
I'm a
Court
high schooler.
of Criminal Appeals.
I'm here to say one
Eastern
thing very loud and
Section
clear.
will come
We
to
should not
order.
give away public land to a billionaire for
Leader
his own
Johnson,
private
you're
Tesla tunnel.
recognized.
Thank you,
This
Mr.
is more than
President. I
just a
move to
lease.
dispense
This is
with
a symbol,
roll call of the
a
Senate.
seal of approval
Without
on a
objection,
project
the
that
roll
leaves
call of the
most of us
Senate
behind.
is dispensed with.
The so-called Music
Leader
City
Lambert,
Loop
you're
isn't public
recognized.
transit.
Thank you,
It's
Mr.
a
President. I
luxury
move
car
to
lane
dispense with
just
the roll
for
call of the
few.
House.
Without
Let's be clear,
objection,
this
the
tunnel
roll
isn't
call
for
of the
everyone.
House
It won't
is
carry
dispensed
buses,
with.
it won't allow bikes, it won't serve
Mr.
seniors,
Clerk,
students, or
read the
working families
resolution
who depend
calling
on
for the
real
joint
public transit.
convention,
It's a
please.
closed
Senate
system of
Joint Resolution
Teslas
307
operated by
by
Elon Musk
Senator
Company
Johnson.
for
A
profit, by the
resolution
way.
to call a joint
That's not
convention for the
innovation,
Senate
that's
and House of
privatization.
Representatives for the purpose of voting on the confirmation
And yet, we're being
of
asked to
Judge
give away
Valerie
nearly
Smith
an acre
to
of
the Tennessee
prime
Court of
downtown land
Appeals,
for free.
Western Section,
No rent,
and
no
Judge
bidding,
Stephen
no
Sword to the
transparency.
Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals,
Just a
Eastern
handshake deal
Section,
with a
pursuant
billionaire.
to Article 6,
We've
Section
seen
3
this
of the
story
Constitution
before,
of
and it
Tennessee
doesn't
and
end well.
Tennessee Code
Let's
annotated
talk about
Title
their track
17,
record, the Boring
Chapter
Company.
4. Be it
They
resolved by the Senate
overpromised
of
and
114th
underdelivered in
General
Las
Assembly of the State of
Vegas.
Tennessee, the
Projects
House
in
of
LA,
Representatives
Chicago,
concurred that the
Baltimore,
House of
they
Representatives
were
of the
all
Senate will meet
announced
joint
with just the
convention
same
on
amount of
Monday,
excitement,
March
and they've
24,
all been
2025
abandoned
at
in
3:30
silence.
p.m. Central
If
Standard
we hand
Time
over
in the
this
chamber of
land,
the House of
what are we
Representatives
actually
to
getting
vote on
back?
the confirmation of Judge
Nothing.
Valerie Smith to the
Nothing
Tennessee
guaranteed,
Court of
nothing
Appeals,
enforceable,
and to vote on the
just a
confirmation of
bet
Judge
on
Stephen
Elon, the
Sword
most
to the
trustworthy
Tennessee
and
Court of
responsible
Criminal
person anyone
Appeals,
else could
pursuant
think
to
of,
Article
right?
6, Section 3 of the Constitution
He's
of
made one
Tennessee.
He's made one good decision
Next order of
just a
business
few
is
months ago, leaving the White
consideration of
House.
Judge
That's
Valerie
about it.
Smith, Shelby County
And while
to
all this
Tennessee
happens
Court of
behind
Appeals,
closed doors,
Western
something else
Section.
happened last November that
Representative
you may have
Gillespie,
forgotten
you are
right here in
recognized.
Nashville, Davidson
Thank
County.
you, Mr.
The people
President.
of
And
Nashville
pursuant
voted
to Article
overwhelmingly
6, Section 3
to
of the
raise their own
Constitution
taxes to
of
invest
Tennessee
in
and
real
Chapter
public transit.
528 of the Public Acts of
0.5 sales
2016,
tax
I move
increase
you,
to fund
sir,
buses for everyone,
the House
a
of
dozen new
Representatives to
transit
confirm
centers,
Judge
over 80
Valerie
miles of new
Smith
sidewalks,
to the
around
Tennessee
600
Court of
new
Appeals,
or upgraded
Western
traffic
Section.
signals, and much more to
Representative
serve
Leatherwood,
everyone,
you are
not just the
recognized.
few.
Thank you,
Not-
Mr. Speaker.
not
Mr.
just
President,
those who can afford
I
a Tesla
second
ride.
the motion for the
This
House of
lease sends the wrong
Representatives to
message.
confirm
That if
Judge
you're
Valerie
rich enough,
Smith
wrap up.
enough,
to the
if you're
Tennessee
rich enough,
Court of
connected enough,
Appeals,
or loud enough, you
Western
can bypass
Section.
public process
House
and
of
get free
Representative
land
members, when your
in
name is
downtown
called,
Nashville.
please
Thank
say
you very
aye
much.
to confirm
Thank
Judge
you.
Valerie Smith to Tennessee Court of Appeals, Western Section.
Thank you.
Or
Next
no
on our
to
list is
oppose to the
Kyra
confirmation.
Moore.
Mr. Clerk, call
Ms.
the roll of
Moore?
the House.
Kyra Moore,
Representatives Alexander,
not present.
Ashley,
All
Barrett,
right. Next on our list is Frank Stevenson.
Baum,
Mr. Stevenson, make your way to the podium,
Bain.
please. State your name for the record, and you'll have 2
Boyd.
minutes.
Bricken, Brooks, Bolso,
Good morning. My name is Pastor Frank
Burkhart.
Stevenson. I have
Butler.
spent the last 30 years
Camper.
working in the trenches in our
Capley.
city, supporting the least, the lost, the left
Carringer.
out, those who oftentimes have been marginalized.
Sabicki.
I have a deep appreciation for our community leaders, our
Chisholm.
elected leaders, who are taking a cautious
Clemens.
approach to inspect this project to ensure
Cochran.
that it serves the best interest
Crawford,
of all Nashvillians.
Darby,
However, at the same time, I hope we view
Davis.
this opportunity through the lens of how we can
Dixie,
improve the quality of life
Doggett.
for those who have been frustrated with
Eldridge.
the persistent traffic issues.
Faison,
I supported Mayor Briley's
Farmer.
transit referendum. I
Freeman,
supported Mayor O'Connor's Choose How You Move
Fritz.
plan. And now we have an
Gantt.
opportunity before us to take traffic,
Garrett.
reduce it, As a 17-year
Gillespie.
resident of Antioch, I can attest
Glenn.
firsthand how horrific the
Grills.
traffic has become.
Hakeem.
Quite frankly, I feel like the infrastructure of
Hale.
Antioch was designed by toddlers.
Hardaway.
If there's a way to reduce the
Harris.
number of cars and create better Nashville for
Haston.
my 3 grandchildren, I hope
Hawk.
that we do give some consideration.
Helton
I want to
Haynes.
say this, that in the
Himmard.
best interest of Nashville, I'm willing to
Hicks of
pause my
Hawkins.
party affiliation so that we can make sure that we're creating the best space as we move forward. I hope that we can learn to love intentionally. If we disagree, we do so without disconnecting. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Next on our list is Jack, is it Slagotlow?
Slagle like bagel, sir.
I'm sorry?
Slagle like bagel.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Mr. Slagle, please state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Chairman, members, thank you for your time and consideration. My name is Jack Slagle. I'm a resident of the East Thompson community. Murfreesboro Pike is almost in my backyard, so my neighbors and I have a very keen interest in this project. I am pro-transit. I'm pro-innovative thinking. I'm for zero-emission transportation. In fact, I used to work at Tesla, and I was a small fish in a big pond, and it was a long time ago. But one of the things that our leadership there championed was the idea of approaching problems from first principles, most fundamental truths, and working up from there. My concern with this project is that first principles, and perhaps most principles, are being ignored here in favor of an open-ended science experiment on my community and an essential piece of South Nashville's infrastructure. Since no one else seems willing to ask, not the governor, the speaker, Senators Blackburn or Hagerty, I'd like to ask a couple of questions about what exactly are the qualifications of the boring company here. Has the boring company yet executed a project of this scale in a place like Nashville that gets 50 inches of rain in a year and not the 4 inches that Las Vegas gets? We all know it floods. We've all seen it flood. I would like to see how exactly they propose to tackle that problem. I would like to see some statements on the community impacts. This all seems very surprising to me, especially as somebody who tries to pay attention to what's going on around me. And it feels as though this was all very sudden. If y'all have those, I would love to see them. And if maybe you do, the Tennessee Public Records Act will help me out with that. Thank you. I just want to say, perhaps you gentlemen feel that this is inevitable. Perhaps you do feel that you cannot stop this. Perhaps you do not want to stop this. But what I would ask of you in earnest is if you can help my community by helping us get that information, by perhaps giving this a little bit of time to breathe and helping us to examine the first principles of this. I thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Slagle. Next on the list is Senator Oliver. Senator, please make your way to the podium. And if you would, state your name for the record, and then you'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Senator Charlane Oliver, District 19. I stand here before you on behalf of District 19, which runs right through the heart of this proposed project. I also stand here on behalf of everyone behind me who won't be able to speak today because this process has been so secretive. It is shameful and it is disrespectful that you all have made this decision without us. Anything about us, without us, is not for us. And Nashville is not for sale, especially for billionaires who want to buy and exploit our community. He is the richest man in the world, who is also the biggest welfare queen in the world, that uses the government to get rich. And it speaks to the process and the corrupt process that we are having to have to come to a building commission meeting to even make our voices heard on behalf of our constituents because you didn't include us. But furthermore, this project is as ludicrous as it sounds. Every piece of land that this project will run through has something on top of it. What are the implications for safety, environmental impacts? What building permits? How will people and businesses be compensated for the land that may get disrupted as part of this process? We have way more questions than answers that can be answered today. But it speaks to the fact that you all work harder for billionaires who don't live here than the people who do in Tennessee. What we have asked for in Nashville is public transit, not privatized transportation that only serves the select few who can afford it. We want public transit, light rail, at least. If you're going to build the tunnel, make it for everyone. Make it so that bus rapid transit can get through it, subways, and future. This is not a forward-thinking project. Nashville deserves better, Tennessee deserves better, and this process needs to be better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Oliver. Next on the list is Johanna Cohane. Ms. Cohane, please make your way. State your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes, please.
Thank you. My name is Johanna Cohane. I live in Robertson County, so I live outside of Nashville. This meeting, as you can hear from a lot of people have questions about this entire process, about how quickly it was announced, how quickly processes are already starting with a gate up around the parking lot that's being discussed today, how quickly they're saying that this project will be finished. And there's been no public comment. Many people just learned about it on Monday. There's been no studies that tell us what it's going to do to traffic. Even the statement put out is a whole lot of promises from the Boring Company about what they're going to do. But we've seen this from Elon Musk before. I am a big fan of space travel. I think it's amazing. And I will rate forever seeing the Falcon Heavy launch in Florida as one of the greatest experiences of my life. That project was years behind schedule when it finally did launch. And I'm going to admit, as a fan of SpaceX, that I went totally thinking that rocket was going to blow up. I didn't think it was going to launch successfully, but it did. Years and years behind schedule, because that's what we see. The press release that was put out is a whole lot of really cool promises that say there will be no cost to taxpayers, but we're pretty sure that there will be a cost to taxpayers. There's a lot of promises that it won't interrupt traffic. If they just repave a road, it interrupts traffic. I don't know how blasting through limestone underneath a city is not going to interrupt traffic or cause vibrations. When they build any of the major hotels that have built in Nashville to feed tourism, which is what this will do, it won't help residents of Tennessee or Nashville, but to feed tourism, when they blast to put in parking garages that are street level, it interrupts and causes vibrations. So under the city is going to cause disruptions. But that's okay. A company is going to put out a lot of really cool promises because that's what they want to put out. I said I live in Robertson County. So to me, the fact that it's really hard to visit Cordell Hull, and it's really hard to visit the State House. People who live in this expansive state don't have parking, but we're discussing giving away a parking lot for free that I just learned about was being underutilized, but I could have been parking in it maybe as a resident who wants to come here.
I have to ask you to wrap up, please.
Yep. As a resident who wants to come to visit this building, I could have been parking in that parking lot and then getting my ticket validated maybe for coming to committee meetings and coming to see the process that you keep hidden constantly and make it hard to see.
Thank you very much. All right, next on our list is Representative Brooks. Please make your way to the podium. Thank you for being here, and state your name, please, and you have 2 minutes also. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. My name is Representative Brooks, and I come before you on behalf of District 60. I'm here because my constituents reached out to my office with questions and concerns about the decisions made without their input. I'm just curious. I have 3 questions. I'm sorry. I'm just curious why the decision was made without input from local leadership, and if they had an assessment done by engineers or geologists who can educate the public on both the pros and cons of the system like this. Nashville voters had to democratically approve an improvement to our bus system. And why does the governor and a billionaire just get to decide this happening in Nashville? My constituents want you to vote no on this decision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative Brooks. Next is Salida Holloway. Ms. Holloway, thank you for being here. Please make your way to the podium, state your name for the record, and then you have 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, sir. I'm Salita Holloway. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, have been here since I was 12 years old, so I don't want to discuss how many years that has been, but it's been a lot. I want to thank my senator for doing all that she has always done, been on time, and been full of information. Thank you, Senator. I just want to give a few things out about the Boring Company. In the last 10 years, it says they have completed 3 projects. Those 3 projects has been the Vegas Convention Center Loop, the Resorts World Connection, and the Vegas Loop. All 3 of those projects are the same thing. They're moving to different places. One they have completed. The other 2 they're still working on. They told the people they were going to do this because it would help the traffic. And guess what happened? The Teslas got stopped and they had a problem inside the thing because the cars got jammed up. So that's a problem. So then I want to go back to all of the projects that they have said that they were going to complete. They were going to do. All of these are canceled and inactive projects. Los Angeles, California, Chicago, Illinois, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Washington, D.C., San Bernardino County in California, San Jose, California, thank you, ma'am, and Australia. They have 2 on the calendar now. In AI, on their website, all through here, 2 projects, Music City and Dubai. Now, you all know, she just said it, one thing we are standing on limestone, and I just can't see 10 miles of blasting through that. So I just want to thank you all for giving us the time, but please remember, you all, Mr. Jones said you all didn't live here. And so I'm just saying, think about what we go through all the time when you all make decisions for Nashville.
Appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right, looks like next on the agenda is it Kathy Porter? Ms. Porter? There you are. Please come up to the podium, state your name for the record, and if you have 2 minutes, please.
My name is Caitlin Porter. I'm a Nashville native. Thank you, first of all, for letting us speak and letting our representatives be here and speak and enter the room as they should. I remind you, this is a democracy. We are supposed to be able to vote on things that are going to impact us. Being a Nashville native and loving Tennessee and being very well aware of our infrastructure, we are the top, we have the most caves in the U.S. We have limestone, bedrock, a huge water table. As someone else mentioned, a lot of rain per year. This is the wettest year we've ever had. I urge you to consider the fact that this will impact taxpayers. There is a guarantee that there will be collapse, at least in one area during this project. There was no consideration, and really, just like everybody else here, we have more questions than comments, but we already know the truths of a lot of these situations, given the track record, again, that some of my neighbors and representatives have mentioned. So I have questions. I have questions for, consideration for the jobs that will be taken from this project. Uber, taxi, people who make a living off of that as a second and third job, if not a first job. What implications will this have on the waste and stormwater system? How will private landowners be impacted? We've already been impacted as our taxes have gone up nearly 30%, $200 a month as someone in Davidson County. How will we be impacted? What will they say if we say no to selling portions of our land or, coming into our backyards? What if we say no to easements? What about emergency services? There will be emergency services, as they've mentioned. These electric cars are not the most reliable, and this tunnel system in Vegas, was actually poorly rated for safety. There was 8 OSHA violations. They claim it was rated for great safety. That's not true. We have pollution already from the Musk project in Memphis. This will also, guarantee to cause pollution. Over-glorified reviews, safety ratings, I've already mentioned, limestone and bedrock. What about...
Ms. Porter, if you'd wrap up, please.
Okay. Thank you. Consider how this will impact the people of Nashville, and consider that we will not say yes to this if you were to try to burrow through our backyards. Thank you again for letting us speak.
Thank you for coming. Next on the list is DJ Carter. Mr. Carter, thank you for being here. Please make your way to the podium and state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes, please.
Sure. My name is DJ Carter of Lifelong Nashvilleian. My question is, why are we rushing this process? What's the hurry? Why don't we have an impact study like we would for anything that we propose? I mean, just because we are dealing with a billionaire, is that the reason why we just give it a rubber stamp and say move on? We don't care about the citizens of this city who pay their hard-earned taxpayer dollars? Why shouldn't we have an input on what happens in our city? Okay, my next thing is why are we giving a billionaire free land? Come on, he's a billionaire. Where is the common sense? Come on, gentlemen. I mean, you represent the people. Act like it. Do what's in the best interest of the people. And then the track record of this company. I mean, if you ran a business like these people run their business, you'll be in bankruptcy. And my other question is, why don't we have transportation for all instead of just a select few rich people? That's my question. This is only for his people who drive Teslas who can afford it. This is not for the regular citizens. It's not going to help our neighbors. So I wish you would consider and do what's in the best interest of the people of Nashville. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carter. Next on our agenda, or on our list, is Shani Galpian. Is that correct? Apologize if I didn't say that correctly. Please make your way to the podium and state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes, please.
All right. It's Shani Glapion. This tunnel that Elon Musk is building is not public transit, and it's not what the people have asked for and fought for. And what's worse is the people of Tennessee had zero input. You're giving away a parking lot. Meanwhile, Metro workers, musicians, local residents still struggle with parking and transportation every day. I live in Antioch, and I'm about to deal with more construction, but nothing is benefiting me. Why aren't y'all more focused on real traffic solutions rather than a tourist attraction? Governor Lee is cutting backroom deals with billionaires, giving away public land while his constituents are needing real solutions. This isn't what we asked for. This isn't what we need. You all sit up there smugly knowing that you all made your decision already. I'm curious about how your pockets are being lined. We don't want this tunnel. We don't want Elon, and we are done being ignored by our leaders who choose to chase profit over people.
Next on our list is Odessa Kelly.
All right.
Next on the list, Odessa, Ms. Kelly. Please make your way to the podium, state your name for the record, and you have 2 minutes, please.
My name is Odessa Kelly. I've had 10 people speak here before me. I believe 5 of them are elected representatives that we, the people in Nashville, elected, and you have ignored them. I believe we've had 2 pastors come up, and you have ignored them. And the rest of them have been constituents, and you have ignored them. I may not be an elected official, but I am a leader in Nashville. I'm an activist. So what I do is I mobilize people who get active. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna do you a favor. You should say no to this project because we are sick and tired of you ignoring us. You take our health care, you take our bodily autonomy as women, you don't give us living wages, and now you want to take our ability to be a part of the democratic process. We are the people. That's who we are. That's who we represent. For every one of you, there's 10,000 of us. And I'm getting sick and tired, and I'm about to make everybody very active. It's a lot of people at work today. You think that you can get them not to go to work? I can. And we will have everybody down here the moment that we need to have them down here. So I'm going to do you a favor. In the health of this state, in the health of our democracy, if we're going to save it, you should say no to this project, because the people are getting sick and tired of you acting like that you can just make decisions and turn Nashville into Gilead. We are not Gilead. We are not about to go back to any of the plantations or where your ancestors came from. We're the people, and we're going to stand up for the city and the state and the country that we want. And if it starts with little projects like this, then so be it.
That's right.
All right. The next we have, our final person on the list is Emily Haynes. Ms. Haynes, please make your way to the podium and state your name for the record. You have 2 minutes, and please keep to the topic that we're dealing with, please.
Yes. My name is Reverend Emily Haynes. I'm a pastor and community leader here in Nashville, right near the airport. And honestly, I am at a loss to understand how elected leaders can make a decision like this in the false idea of progress. We are following a billionaire down a very dangerous ecological and socially risky track. The people of this city do not want this project. Honestly, it feels to me, as someone who lives here, our mayor had no input, my representatives had no input. I had no time to reach out to my representatives about this project. We have seen the ecological disaster that has happened through Elon Musk's company in Memphis for the sake of progress. We allow him to come in with these technologies that pollute our land, our air, our water, and this project has not had the time to do due diligence to see if the impacts of tunneling under, sure, public, but is there any private land here? This is not fair to the city of Nashville. It is not fair to us. And I implore you to open your hearts and actually hear what the people are saying this morning. This is unfair. Please listen when we say we do not want this. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you for your passion around this issue. We will move on to the item that is on our agenda today. Ann, would you like to introduce that item, please?
Certainly. We have one item on the agenda. It's for the Department of General Services, and we have Commissioner Jeffrey Holmes here to present this item.
Thank you. Commissioner Holmes, you are recognized. This is about the lease, a lease on the parking lot.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Bryson, members of the committee. I am Jeff Holmes. I've had a residence in Nashville for 2 decades and lived in the Middle Tennessee region for 60 years. Just wanted to make that point. Yes, sir. So the action that we're requesting is for a temporary lease of a construction staging area to be created on Lot 16, which is one of the lower lots, state-owned lots next to the Andrew Johnson building, and it is approximately 0.8 acres. The lot will be used as a staging area. There will be some excavation involved. This is a temporary lease, approximately 22 months, if not shorter, for the duration of the construction activity that would occur for the Music City Loop. The request is from TBC Tennessee, which is Tennessee Boring Company, Tennessee, and LLC. We've been working closely with the governor's staff, State Architect's Office, TDOT, the Boring Company on this lease, and this will support the construction activities associated with the TDOT right-of-way tunneling system. Again, this type of staging area is very common. Every construction activity has some type of a laydown area, staging area. This, I would say, is a little unique. It's not unique for TDOT because they work on road systems and so forth, but this would be off of the right-of-way. The activities would occur on the state lot, separate from the right-of-way. The right-of-way access will be a TDOT. This is a TDOT. This is an infrastructure, transportation infrastructure project, so our role in it is supporting that effort and creating this temporary construction staging area. TBC Tennessee will return this lot to its current condition or better. We have secured lines of credit that would be appropriately used if necessary to return it to its current state. The construction fencing that is in place now is in place to protect the public from ongoing geological exploration and small boring holes that were drilled. And subject to any other questions that we can answer, we'll be glad to. Subject to your approval, sir.
Thank you. We'll take up questions just a moment to get it in front of us. Is there a motion on the item?
Motion.
And the chair will second. We've got a motion and a second. Are there questions?
Are there fences before there's a lease?
Commissioner, I have a couple. Let me just ask a couple.
Yes, sir.
So currently, it's a staging area. Do they have a license to be there right now?
Yes, sir. They have a license. That's within my authority to grant that license. It's for very limited activities, primarily to put up the construction fence.
Okay.
There was continued exploration, geotechnical conditions in that area, so we felt it was prudent to block off that area.
Is that unusual?
It is not unusual.
Okay.
Licensings are very common to allow access to certain properties, both for state properties and state allowing access to other private parcels. Very common within the industry.
And please keep. You've had your opportunity to speak. Let the commissioner speak, please. So, Commissioner, what happens if they abandon the project?
Then we've secured a line of credit to allow us to return the lot in the current situation, current conditions.
The line of credit means that we would get money from them to be able to return the lot to its current situation.
That is correct.
That's correct? Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Let me ask one.
Okay. Mr. Secretary.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Holmes, nice to see you today. I know that you've had a lengthy career throughout state government and our country, and so I just thank you for always operating with integrity. I appreciate you being here today. One of the questions earlier, somebody mentioned parking and the lack of parking downtown. Down at Lot 16, what's been the utilization of that parking lot?
That parking lot is available for state employees and is also available for the general public for certain events. So it's accessible to all Nashvillians, in most cases.
But if I were to go down on a typical Friday or Saturday evening, or even today at 10 o'clock in the morning, how well is that utilized? Prior to the fence being up, let me phrase it that way.
Well, I would say it's utilized about like it is now. It's probably 30% occupied.
30% occupied.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
About 30%.
Excuse me, I just want to remind everyone that you are here to be a part of this, and we want you to be here, but only if you can be a part of the process, please. Any further questions? Any further questions?
It sounds like representatives
All right.
have questions.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion on the item. We will, if there's no further questions or comments, we will take a vote.
Thank you.
All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. All right, the item passes, and the lease is approved. Thank you, Commissioner. All right, is there a motion to adjourn? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye. All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.